Coming to our stage, we have right now our story sharer, Sister Salima Tracey.
Accepted Islam, became a Muslim, and became a better person seemingly overnight. He went from sweatsuits and sneakers, smokes and drinks, to suits, bow ties, vinyl car newspapers, and bean pies. My brother was just 19, but he instantly became a man because he listened to a man who also listened to a man. My brother was proof that men can speak to men in a way that us women can't. And those same men can get men to do things that us women can't either. Well, my brother was on fire with his Islam. I guess he could see the writing on the wall and was trying to keep my name from getting tagged on it. Because this joker was relentless in trying to get me to come here, the life-giving, life-saving teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. But I ain't want no parts of it. And I always had a reason to tell him no. Like, so can I have a boyfriend? Then no. Can I wear my shorts then? Then no. Wait, did you say I have to give up bacon? Oh, definitely not. And I'd have to cover my hair too. Definitely not. You see, back then, everybody looked at me as little Tracey with the long, thick, pretty hair. I felt like people wouldn't even recognize me if they could no longer see me. So I stood firm on all my nose until about 2 years later, when I finally figured out a way to pay my brother back for always having my back. You see, I love being seen as one of the good ones. School was everything to me. Getting good grades and doing well was what I lived for. So when I got accepted into one of Baltimore's top 3 schools, I wasn't surprised. In fact, I would have been more surprised if I hadn't. Because I worked hard to become a Western Dove. Yes. And I was proud to wear those wings too. But by sophomore year, I was sadly becoming a product of my environment. And this good girl started being seen as one of them girls. I was big and pregnant and just 15 when my guidance counselor suggested that I transfer to the Pakeland School for Pregnant Teens. She assured me that they had programs that would be beneficial for people like me. She told me that I'd be able to re-enroll after having my baby. And hearing all of that made it easier for me to accept her suggestion. But honestly, when I got pregnant, my big brother was the one I feared hurting and disappointing most. But even though I didn't do things according to our plans, he told me that as long as I knew that God had something special and great planned for my baby, that it still had the potential, as long as I lived my life knowing that I still had that same potential too. He said he learned that from Minister Farrakhan. My brother was the one that made sure I got to and from all my doctor's appointments. He was the one that made sure I had healthy foods to eat. My brother warned me about filling up my mind with foolishness, tragedies, and scary movies. He said that in order to give birth to a reflection of God, I needed to make sure that my mind and my environment reflected God. He said he learned that from Minister Farrakhan too. That's right. When I went into labor, my brother was the one that took me to the hospital. And when the doctor said that I wasn't quite ready and had a lot more walking to do, my brother had the right idea to take me with him to Morgan State University's homecoming so that I could walk with him while he walked brothers checked up on me as much as he did. Witnessing my brother in the love that his brothers had for one another planted a powerful seed inside of me that day. So much so that when my son was 2 months old, I finally took back all those no's. And I went to my brother's mosque one Sunday, and the words that were being spoken that day watered those seeds that had been planted into me months prior. And they inspired me so much and reassured that I could be anything I wanted to be, that the following week, I excitedly went back to Weston to re-enroll. But when I got there, I was met with a wall full of no's. You've been gone too long, they said. The work you did over there doesn't even compare, they said. Considering your circumstances, your zone school would be best for you. They lied to me. Beyond being hurt and angry, I was determined. Determined that I was not going to my zone school. So I came up with my own plan. I dropped out, I got a job, and I focused my attention on my son. When I was 17, I joined the Nation of Islam, and I accepted those life-giving, life-saving teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammed for myself. I started attending every self-improvement class they had to offer, and before long, I was honored to become a registered member, and I earned the name Sister Tracey 2X. Back then, I was a vanguard. Those were the younger sisters of the larger MGT sisterhood class. We got to travel all across the country, helping to secure the venues that Minister Farrakhan spoke in. Back then, we used to stay in posts for hours on end, bonding and building a nation for our people. We got to witness the mentally dead come to life at every meeting just because of those words coming out of the minister's mouth. Back then in the Vanguard, we practiced this principle. It's called the 7 Ps. And if any of my VG are up in the building and remember it with me, how we say it, it was proper, prior, planning prevents piss poor performance. That's right, some things you never forget. We made and accepted no excuses. We held one another accountable. We reminded one another of our greatness. We focused our attention on the futures to come if we stayed the course. We were proud to be soldiers for Muhammad. We heard and we obeyed. That's right. So I remember this one day, I was given the ultimatum of either taking my little behind back to school or no longer being able to soldier with the sisterhood like I love to do. So y'all know what I did, right? That's right. I took a big old bite out of that humble pie and marched my behind up Fall Hill to Southwestern Senior High. And honestly, that was one of the best decisions of my life. The guidance counselors there gave me hope and crafted a well-thought-out plan. They assured me that it was not going to be easy before they placed my last ball back into the palm of my hands. And they never lied. I swear to God, that year I felt like I was in a fight with my life. But I graduated that June. And I even earned the title of senior prom queen too. That's right. Don't tell me what my God can't do. Won't he do it? Yes, he will. Yes, he will. In the Nation of Islam, we don't get to have girlfriends and boyfriends. We get to court. So my brother was right. And in courtship, you have a seasoned married couple to escort you on all your dates to keep you from making lustful mistakes. So, in hindsight, courtship is really a blessing. So can I ask you a question? Have you ever gotten so mesmerized by the sights that you actually accidentally walk on the fastest roller coaster ride of your life? Well, I did. So when I turned 18, my brother moved to Chicago to become a greater helper to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. But at 19, my husband and I courted. At 20, we got married and he became responsible as the father to my son. 4 months into the marriage, we got pregnant with our daughter Faisa. 6 months into the marriage, he became our local minister of Mosque number 6. When we were 21, That's when the minister made the call for 1 million men to come and join him on October 16, 1995. Talk about being on the fastest roller coaster ride in your life, right? At that point, all you can do is make a prayer, tighten up your seatbelt, and experience the ride. That was us. My brother was only 26, but he had the awesome responsibility of organizing over 1,000 official vendors to be there that day to sell their wares. And my husband, at just 21, he had to galvanize over 250,000 black men from Baltimore to get to DC on that day. None of it was easy. And me being pregnant, again, what did I do? I do what the sisters always do. We stand in all the gaps in order to make the magic happen. So when that call was made, my baby was in my stomach and we were doing all the things. By the time we got close to that march, Faisa was crawling around that mosque while the sisters made phone calls, collected donations and registrations, cooked and served food for the volunteers, and literally harassed each and every brother we knew because we knew that it was important for them to be there on that monumental day. Oh man, I really wanted my son to be there. I imagine him looking so stinking cute with his shiny little face, his little black suit, and his red bow tie. But my husband said no. We're not going there to play, he said. You know we're going to be there all night and day, he said. My husband stood 10 toes down on all his no's, and I resented each and every one of them back then. But I fully understand it now. The brothers in the nation were given a post that no other brothers had. They were there for days on end before the march ever even happened. So to take my son there would have been irresponsible because even though the minister wanted 1 million black men to take a stand, did y'all know that there were many, many, many people who wanted all those 1 million people to fall? My husband knows we're my son's protection, and I thank God for that. The day of the march, some of the sisters stayed behind to watch all the children so that the rest of us could go to those bus locations and train stations to pass out the bag lunches that the children helped us to make. And with the biggest smiles on our faces as the tears streamed from our eyes, we couldn't contain our pride when we yelled out, "Go black man, go black man, go! Go black man, go black man, go! Go black man, go black man, go! Go black man, go black man, go!" Until every bus and train was out of sight. And then we went to one another's homes to pray, to cook, to break bread together, and to watch the live coverage because it streamed on every single network. My God, it still gives me chills when I think about it that day. My son wasn't blessed to physically be at the march, but the more I think about it, he's been marching to the beat of the drums of those who did. He's been eating from the trees of those whose seeds were planted on that day 30 years ago. Like the brothers in our mosque who stood in our family gaps when my son got to that age and stage where he no longer wanted to hear what his parents had to say. They were at the march. And like his basketball and football coaches who use sports as their avenue to try to save the youth, those brothers went to the march. And like the family of Woundwork Productions who uses theater as their avenue to teach people how to properly emote and express their feelings and honor their truths and tell our history. They supported, were inspired by, and went to the march. And like the Brotherhood at Reflection Eternal Barbershop, when the call was made, they didn't hesitate to answer. They took my son under their wings and helped to sharpen his barbering skills and things, and showing him manhood and brotherhood and things. Man, all of those brothers attended the Million Man March. So my son wasn't physically able to be at the march, but he's been marching to the beat of the drums of those who have. And for that, I give thanks. May God continue to bless, protect, and preserve the life and legacy of the most honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Long live the spirit of the Million Man March.